let's go ahead and get straight to the point here. None of these Minecraft servers are in any order at all. They're just top Minecraft servers I recommend to you. All the information about these servers will be down below in the description, including the IP and if they're Bedrock compatible or not, and also their websites and Discord servers. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the first server. So we are on rainyday.gg for the first server, owned by the NeoCubist, the YouTuber, and we're gonna go ahead, hop right onto Skyblock. You'll spawn around here somewhere, and I do want to also go ahead and mention there are payouts for the top teams for solo and teams leaderboards, and they got useful commands and tutorial for sure if you want a tutorial to learn how to play. To give a rundown, this server is really hardcore, so it's like you gotta do a lot of grinding to get to where you want to be in the game, of course. It's not like one of the fast-paced Skyblock servers that you'd be normally playing. Quite literally a regular Skyblock server just with skills, studies, and a lot of other things. So if we do skills, you can see that we have slaying, farming, fishing, mining, and woodcutting. So we have some skill trees, I guess you can go ahead and look into. And then you can do /studies, which is how you progress through the game. There's the Nether or the Underworld, and then the Void, which is the end. And you can see they have requirements of what you have to do to actually unlock these areas. But when you go to the Earth, which is the island you're on, you have all these kind of things you need to do. For mob, you got all these mobs, and then for, of course, ores, you got all these ores, and you progress through all the systems, and you unlock certain things within each one of these. It's a pretty simple concept, and I think it's just more a grindy-based game compared to get things done super quick, and then it all resets kind of thing. So if you like to grind servers for a decent amount of time, I recommend Rainy Day. That being said, let's hop on to the next server. So the next server we are on is Cosmic Sky. I have been playing this server like a ton recently because it's actually a really fun server. Of course, you go ahead, right-click the compass, and you log onto the Skyblock Galaxy. You'll of course be greeted at spawn, but I have my own island, and I'm doing my full series on this server, by the way, as of right now, so that's why we're spawning in here. But I'll give a rundown of what you can do to start playing on the server and how you can start progressing. So of course, you would create an island, and you start going through all their kind of ways of gaining things. So if you do /is, there's island skills, you got farming, you got slayer, you got mining, and fishing. You go through all the tiers, of course, to unlock the best tier possible before the end of the map, and that's pretty much the same with the other ones. And then there's also automation on the server where you can automate certain things in a cool way that I've never seen on any other server, which is using like fuel, and then it fuels the bots. It's all sorts of cool things. There's also adventures, typing /adv, and you can enter adventures, and they have certain rules of what like is kind of enabled, I guess you could say. Like PvP's enabled, and you could lose certain items except for armor and weapons unless you go chaotic, which is like risking everything. And then on the abandoned ruins, let's say the first tier of adventure, you don't lose anything unless you go chaotic, which is just enabling /PvP, which I do not recommend. Less amounts of loot, but still really good amounts of loot, I should say. Scavenger, I really prefer if you're playing casual on here, but if you're trying to PvP, these two adventures are really good for PvP. To give a rundown, adventures is how you get the loot that you need to progress on your island. So then you can progress further, and then you go back in the adventures to get more loot and repeat the process until you're at the end of the game in that kind of concept. You can also make really cool armor sets as well with custom enchants. They don't have to be for PvP, but you can make like a chain set for just PvE in the first chain adventure. Honestly, it's a really fun experience, and I highly recommend checking this server out as well. But that being said, let's hop on to the last server. For the last server, we are of course on Akuma MC, a server I've been playing on for quite some time now, and I highly recommend you check it out within September and within fall/autumn, because we are going to be having a cool revamp for Skyblock and Prison within that time period. I believe it's mainly Skyblock, but we have Skyblock and Prison on the server, and as you can see, Skyblock is reset on the 10th, and Prison has just recently reset on the 24th, so I thought I'd just mention that as well if you're interested in that. But for Skyblock, it reset on the 10th of August, and we're having a big revamp for the next map, supposedly, from what we know so far. Everything that's currently on Skyblock is going to be converted from 1.8.9, I believe, to like latest versions, because currently the server's based on 1.8.9. So eventually it's going to be upgraded to latest versions from what I know, and it's going to be insanely fun. If you do want to check it out now to get an understanding of how the server works before it gets all upgraded and changed around, just do is create and you do a name. So let's say Connor, and then you make an island of choice choice, of course. So we'll do the OG island for now. So you can go to your island and you can start progressing, I believe, within like skills or whatever I think it was. Yeah, there's skills. You can go to specific worlds to farm, like the fishing world. You can go to the logging and then you do grinding and farming on your island. It's really good. I like the concept. I just can't wait until they revamp this all. I'll give an example of what the mine world looks like. So you do /warp mine and you go to the mine and you'll be sent here, and it tells you what you can do and what you get from here. They've got custom enchants as well for specific types of tools, which is also really cool, and I highly recommend you come check out this server as well. That being said, that is the last server. If you don't enjoy any of the servers I just recommended, I completely understand. These are just recommendations of top Minecraft servers that I personally enjoy, and will keep updating these lists over the time of when I post more of these videos. All the information about the servers will be down below in the description, so if you're curious, go check the description for all the information. That being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.